By now you must be familiar with the basics of SQL on our journey to becoming a data analyst. But that's not all we have to cover. We are diving into advanced SQL topics starting from this video. So if I ask you to calculate the average of any columns in the dataset or apply a group by clause to get the expected output, you can do that without any hesitation. But would you believe me if I told you there's another way to achieve the same output without using the group by clause or any other of the functions we have learned so far? And if you want to know how to do it, stick to the video as I will be showing you some amazing functions that you can use to fetch the results without using the group by or having clauses. This will make you stand out from the crowd in any interview you are about to face. Let's head to the screen where I have the customer tables, where I have customer ID, brand, price and model name. So let's say I want to fetch out the average price of brands. Then I can simply do it by writing select average price from customers, and if I run it, I get the average price. But what if I need the average price brand wise? So here we will be using the group by. I will write select average price from customers. We will also select the brand and use a group by over brand, and if I run it, I get the average price for each of the brands. But what if I want to know the model year? If I write model year and run it, I get an error which says model is invalid in the select list because it is not contained in either an aggregate function or in the group by clause, which means I will have to add the model in the group by clause. So if I add it and run it again, I don't get the average price for each of the brands. So how can I get it? So this is where the window function comes into the rescue. SQL window functions allows us to perform calculations across a set of rows related to the current row without aggregating or grouping the data. Unlike traditional aggregate functions, window functions retain individual rows in the result set while performing computations on a window of data. This enables us to gain valuable insights and create more complex analytical queries. Now let's go back to our example and try to solve it using an important part of window function, that is the over clause. Let me remind you, over clause is not a window function, but it is an important part of window function. And if you want to know about window functions, stick to the video. I'll be going to tell you about it in a while. Now let's try to solve it using the over clause. I will write select star, comma, average price, and here I will give over from customers, and if I run it, I can see the average price column, but this average is the total average and not an average for each brand. So to get an average for each brand, I will use partition by inside this over clause. I will write partition by, give the column name, that is brand, and now if I run it, I get the average for each brand, which I cannot get using the group by clause. And this is how you can use an over clause over the group by clause. Now let's say I want to rank these models for each brand based on the price of their model. So how can I do that? Now this is where we will be needing our first window function, that is rank. So I will write select star, comma. Now here we will be using our first window function, that is rank. And as I have told you earlier, we will be using the important part of the window function, that is over clause. Over, and inside this I will give the partition by brand, and we have to rank according to the prices. So I will write order by price, and in the next line I will write from customers, and if I run it, I can see the rankings according to the prices but in ascending order. But we want to rank it according to the descending order, so I will add DESC here, and if I run it, I can see the rank according to the prices. But if you notice here, we have the same rank for same prices, but the next rank is skipped. Like if these two models are rank 1, this model should be rank 2, but it has been given rank 3. Now this is the problem with the rank function. And this is where our second window function comes, that is dense rank. If I copy this query and instead of rank I write dense rank and run this query, I can see that we have solved the problem. This is the major difference between the rank and dense rank. Now let's say I want to fetch out the top 2 phones from each of these brands. Now I will first name this column as ranking, and I will come here and write select star from this table. Let's name this table as T. Then we will give a where condition where T dot ranking is less than 3. So basically we need the phones with the rankings 1 and 2. And if I select it and run it, I can see top 2 phones for each model. But where I have the same ranks, I can see the 3 phones for Samsung. So how can I solve this problem? And this is where our third window function comes into the rescue, that is row number. So if I copy this query, paste it over here, and instead of dense rank if I write row number and run it, so a row number will allot a number to each of these rows. If I show you this particular query, we can see each of the phones has been allotted a number according to their brands. And here if I select only the row numbers less than 3, I get all the top 2 phones from each brand. Well, that's not all. We have just covered the part 1 of window functions and there's a lot more to come. If you want to learn about using subqueries, click on the video to the left, and want to learn about joins, click on the video to the right, and I will meet you there. Till then, keep learning and thanks for watching.